How to graph a line in slope-intercept form. Okay, we're ready to put together some of the stuff we've been learning and actually graph a line. So here's how it starts. It says plot a point at the y-intercept 0, b. Okay, so let's actually go ahead and do the first equation as we read the directions. So this is an equation, y equals mx plus b, right? Now remember, what we're looking for in this equation is we're looking for the slope, and we're looking for the y-intercept. And we know that the y-intercept is the letter b is represented by the letter b. So here the y-intercept is -1. And here the slope is 2/3, right? That's the number being multiplied by x. And that is my rise over my run. Okay, now when I go to graph it, it says plot a point at the y-intercept 0, b. So I'm going to plot a point at 0, -1, right? This is telling me where this line is going to hit the y-axis, and it's going to hit the y-axis right here. So my line is going to go through that point, right? So maybe it's going to be like this, maybe it's going to be like this, maybe it's going to be like this. I don't know yet, but I know it's going to go through that point. Okay, now make the slope into a fraction. Okay, done. It's already a fraction. Use the rise over run to get to a second point. So the numerator, the top number, is the rise. I'm going to move up or down. Okay, now look, I'm going to move up if it's positive, and I'm going to move down if it's negative. And then the denominator is the bottom number, and that's the run, and I'm going to move to the right. Okay, so I'm going to start here, right? Now here's the key. I'm going to start here. Start here. I'm going to go up 2, because the rise is +2. 1, 2. And then I'm going to go to the right 3, because the run is 3. 1, 2, 3. And that is my second point. Okay? And then I'm going to draw a line right now through those points. Now I want to show you, you can actually do it, so like I'll draw a line right here, right? It'll look like this. You can actually do the rise and run again if you want to make your line a little neater, so you can go like this, like I can go up 2, right 3 again, and this point will also be on my line. So sometimes it's helpful to do that just to make your line nice and neat. We'll be doing some graphing on the computer and it won't matter. But when it's on paper, it's nice for it to be nice and neat. Okay, now watch what I'm doing. I'm drawing a long line. See, my line covers the whole graph. Okay, and then I'm going to put arrows on the end because this graph ends, because we don't have unlimited paper, but the line actually goes on forever. Okay, so that's one example. Let's look at another one. I'm going to start my graph at the y-intercept, right? I always start at the y-intercept. So I'm going to graph a point at 0, 3. Okay, I'm plotting a point at the y-intercept. That's here. Now, I'm going to make the slope into a fraction. So here is my slope. It's -4. I'm going to make it -4 over 1, right? A whole number, I put it over 1. I like to write rise over run next to it because then I can really just see, like, okay, my rise is -4 and my run is 1. So what does that mean? If my rise is -4, I'm going to go down, because it's -4. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then run 1. I'm going to run to the right 1. Okay, so there's my point. And again, to make it a little neater, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4 down and right 1. Just make another point, make my line a little neater. So now I'm going to draw my nice, neat line. Nice and long, arrows on the end. Okay, let's do 2 more. Okay, and feel free right now, what would be great is if you paused it and did it yourself and then check. Okay, I'm going to draw my line, my first point at 0, 3. My slope in this case is a negative fraction, so I'm going to take the negative. I'm going to put it on the top, right? If I have a negative, I put it on the top. So I have my rise and my run. So my rise is -3. I'm going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. And my run is +4. I'm going to go right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see in this case, I actually can't make a third point. I would go off the graph, right, if I tried to go down 3 and right 4 again. So I'm just going to make it nice and neat with my 2 points. Put my arrows on the end. Okay, last one. Here, my y-intercept is -3. So this, I'm going to plot a point at 0, -3. That's here. My slope is 2. I'm going to make that into a fraction by putting it over a whole number. And that is my rise and run. So I'm starting here. I'm going to go up 2, +2, 1, 2, right 1. I'll do it again so I can make my line neat. Up 2, right 1. Look, I could actually keep going, right? I could like do this. I could go up 2, right 1 over and over again. And set up your line nice and neat. And it looks like that. Okay, and you're going to try this in edge elastic.